Hi, this is Brad Marcus from Pro Wrestling Junkies, and today we're lucky enough to have a tag team to talk to, hailing from Wichita, Kansas. They are, you don't get their wrestling lineage than they have. They are the great grandsons of legendary Frank Gotch, who was once called arguably the greatest professional wrestler in North America of the 20th century by Pro Wrestling Illustrated. In September, you'll be able to see them performing for SVW, Revive Pro, and then in October for Chicagoland Championship Wrestling's debut television taping of Saturday Night Grapple Masters, and they'll be going up against Youth Gone Wild. So without further ado, here's Joey and Jacob, the Gotch brothers. Hey guys, how you doing?
What's up, Brad? Thanks for having us on, man.
Oh, my pleasure. Well done here. All right, so, do you guys get along growing up?
Everyone thought we were twins growing up, but just like any brothers, I guess we fought. Our differences were just settled wrestling, where everyone else is throw punches. We just wrestled till one of us won.
Usually me.
Usually. So, was wrestling a big part of your upbringing in your family?
Yeah,
Very much. We started at 3 and 5, and we wrestled up until graduating high school, and then he went off and wrestled in college, and then I wrestled in the Marines for a little bit. So we've been around it forever. We coached kid wrestling as well.
Oh.
So we've been around it for, I think, between the two of us, over 50 years now.
Unbelievable. And did you was there any pressure you were going to be wrestlers when you were little, or could you
it is what it is. We grew up on a mat, and our parents used to travel. We lived just on the other side of the Nebraska-Iowa line, and our parents traveled to Millard South Wrestling Club, and it was one of the biggest clubs in Nebraska at the time, and that's where we grew up. And then we grew up and we went to high school, and we wrestled at the bigger high schools here. We moved to Tennessee when we were middle school, and because they had a good wrestling programs down here, and joined some teams and got recruited, and he served and wrestled there. It is what it is.
It just lined up perfectly.
That's
and
just
did
all
you guys always anticipate that you guys were going to be a tag team?
We used to watch old black and white wrestling with our dad, and Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair and all that stuff, but I don't know. We always wanted to wrestle, and we always went against each other. I think it just kind of...
We had dreams of singles success, and then we realized we'd probably do better as a team because we know each other backwards and forwards.
Yeah. Have you
But
ever tagged with
now that
someone
we're
else?
into it, we love it because we can do things that other teams aren't doing, and we can innovate moves and use our amateur wrestling style in these professional matches. And everything we do is tag team. It's double team oriented, where a lot of teams, it's the format of a tag match is you tag them in, they do single stuff, and then they tag the other person in and they do single stuff. But everything we do is tag team oriented. We're constantly tagging in and out, and we're constantly doing double team. And
because you've been a tag team your whole life. Since you were a little kid, so guys, you have someone who covers your back, and you know that. Did you ever tag with someone else?
We have another little brother who's in college. He's out at Austin Peay State University, and he said he kind of wants to get into it. And so maybe we could have a third Gotch brother. But as far as we tagged with Dwayne Cashman at Quality Pro Wrestling, that was a 6-man tag. But other than that, we don't really do singles matches, and we don't really tag outside of each other. I know him and he knows me. I don't want to mess that up.
Yeah, it's a perfectly fine equation. So when you guys decided you were going to start, when did you start performing at shows?
So I guess the way life kind of worked out for us was after I left. I wrestled at Middle Tennessee State University, and after I left there, he joined the Marines, and then after he got out was when I got sick. I had cancer, so life didn't really line up for us until I guess about 2 years ago. We decided if we're going to do it, then we're going to do it. We spent a year just training in the gym and running and getting back on a mat again. We didn't actually even start training until I guess about March of 19, early 19. Jeremy Travis picked us up and found us and started training us, and it's pretty recent. We've only been wrestling just over a year. Our year anniversary was like a week and a half ago, so we're still great.
When you had to train and pay your dues and stuff, did your name get you anywhere? The veterans maybe go easy a little on you, or were they?
Everyone's cool to hear the story, but we don't really want to live off Frank. We want to honor his legacy, and at the end of this, when we're done and we hang our boots up, we want everyone to be like, they want to remember his name. We want them to remember his name and who Frank was, but we don't want to make our name based off the fact that we are his great grandsons. We kind of want to pave our own way, but honor him while we do it.
And then, were you guys nervous for your first show? Like, did anyone throw up beforehand?
Oh man, our first show. I wouldn't say nervous per se. And everyone, when we were backstage, everyone was like, "Are you nervous? Are you nervous? Are you nervous?" Man, I'm not trying to like brag on us or anything. Like I said, growing up in a wrestling mat, we've been in some pretty crazy high pressure situations. He did a tour overseas, and I don't think you're going to get any more high pressure situation than that going overseas and fighting.
Yeah.
We weren't nervous. We didn't want to screw up. That was the biggest thing. We didn't want to look stupid. And I mean,
was it one of those things that I've heard before? It's like when you're new, they'll send you to the ring. You don't really know what to do, and they say just listen to your opponent. Is that the same, like for in a tag match for your first time, or did you kind of know beforehand what was going to happen?
I mean, we knew the finish. We knew we were winning. Obviously, part of paying your dues. You don't.
Yeah.
You go on your back.
You come in on your back, you go out on your back. But I mean, it's our biggest thing. We don't really care if we win or lose. We don't care about how many titles we held. We want to tell a good story, and we want to honor the name while we do it. Everything else is just background noise.
Yeah. So, what are your? You guys wrestled between March and now during the whole coronavirus?
There was probably, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 month span where we didn't wrestle. That doesn't mean we weren't training every day. We lift every day, we train every day. Like that's how we grew up, so that's all we know. So we were still training, but as far as being in a ring, no, we weren't.
No. I've been seeing online lately, they're slowly fans are coming back to the shows and they're just keeping their distance. So what a year from now and then 5 years from now, what are your goals?
We have a goal board where we have a whole list of goals we want to do. It's wrestling in Japan, it's wrestle legend, wrestle on a pay-per-view. All right, what are your?
I mean, we've even got a list of tag teams we want to be able to wrestle in the future. Just some big name teams, and then some big name teams on the indie scene as well.
Who's the team do you think you guys could put an awesome show on with?
Any team. So I have a team that I have wanted to work. My brother went to high school with Nick Iggy of the Carnies, and that's kind of.
It's one of our dream matches.
It's one of our dream matches, and we know it's kind of a cool style contrast, but at the same time, they're the Carnies, and the history of Gotch was he wrestled in carnivals, touring around the world, and I think we could put on a good match and put on a good show with them.
And tell a great story through it.
And that's all. It's telling a good story, and I think we could with them. Yeah.
That's great. So you're going to be wrestling on October 3rd for Chicagoland Championship Wrestling. Have you guys been in the ring with Youth Gone Wild before?
Never, but they've also never been in the ring with anybody like us.
So how do you prepare for it? Do you go and watch their stuff?
Yeah, we'll watch. I mean, it's hard to watch their stuff because they tagged so long ago and they've been doing single stuff for a while, and they're just now coming back as a tag team. So it's kind of hard to find stuff on them. As far as our training regimen, it stays the same. And when Joey said they haven't faced anybody like us, they really haven't. Where, I mean, I'm 6'2", 220. He's 6 foot, 215. We're not just technical and we can throw your. I mean, we're not just technical, but we're big and we can throw you around. And it's a rare combination for technical wrestlers to be a lot bigger than the people they're facing. So they really haven't faced anybody like us before, and
that makes for a great match then.
Yeah, they're in for a good treat, just like we are. I mean, they got a good history of wrestling and them, and so we look forward to the challenge, and the better team's going to come out on top.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to that show. I'm going to give you guys 5 yes and no questions. They're not going to really have anything to do with wrestling. They're just random questions. All right, first one. Did you guys came up, you were amateur wrestlers? Like, in high school and college or in the service. Did you ever get ringworm?
All the time.
Just say the word ringworm around him and he would get it.
First, I gotta go check myself now.
All right. Do you know the Schrodinger equation of quantum theory? Because I don't.
No.
Okay, damn. All right. When you go out and you forget your cell phone, do you panic?
When I forget my cell phone, I feel naked. I don't panic. It just part of me is missing.
No,
Have
I
you
just get bored.
witnessed a crime together or on your own?
Witnessed a crime? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
I witnessed a guy get arrested at gunpoint just 3 days ago.
What were the circumstances?
I don't know what he did, but it was like in my backyard pretty much.
Oh my God.
We think he was naked too. I don't know. We live in Tennessee. There's some weird stuff that goes on down here.
Oh, wow. Okay, I should send my kids down there. All right, last question. Do you guys keep secrets from each other?
No. He's everyone has their person, and even if it wasn't for wrestling, we're
best friends.
Yeah, we're best friends in and out of the ring. We do everything together. We'll go to the gym as soon as we're done here together. We live together. Everything we do, we do together.
Awesome.
So, I mean, even our families hang out together. We go to waterfalls, hike, whatever. I mean, we're going to restaurants. We're doing stuff together as families too.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome because I'm really close. Like my brother's my best friend. He's a couple years older.
Yeah, that was growing up. That was the one thing that was instilled in us is there's nothing more important than blood. Blood is everything.
I just told my kids that 2 days ago. And that's a lesson that you'll remember when you learn that and take it. Right, fellas. Once again, the Gotch brothers will be wrestling on September 5th for Revive Pro at their Rock and Roll Never Dies show. And then the following weekend, September 12th, for SVW at their Make Them Suffer show. And then, of course, on October 3rd, Chicagoland Championship Wrestling's debut television taping of Saturday Night Grapple Masters. Well, they'll be facing Youth Gone Wild, and it looks to be a great show. Thank you so much for taking this time. I really appreciate it. And hopefully either before or right after the October show, we can talk again.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having us. We really appreciate it so much.
This was great. Thank you guys again, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.